My fellow students, in this class we've heard a lot of discussion, attacks really, aimed at the under 30 age group of American citizens for not being politically participatory. I would like to defend us from these attacks. Let's start with voting. I want to be perfectly clear here. I absolutely, without a doubt, believe voting is a civic duty. For my parents. I mean really, politics is boring and full of old people. When the government is full of boring old people, talking about boring old people stuff like Medicare and Social Security, why should I pay attention? I mean, eventually I'll be old, and then I'll be in charge anyway. Mostly, I don't know what's going on. I don't trust TV news on politics, I don't trust politicians, and I refuse to read newspapers because they're boring and they're a pain to read. I mean really, they're large, they're awkward, and when you turn the page, it falls apart. Plus, no politicians, even the local ones, have ever called me or sent me mail. My parents don't allow discussion of politics in the house. I think it's because they're on opposite sides over an issue, but I'm not sure. And most of the TV ads I see for candidates are really aimed at older people. Clearly, politics is not for me. Everyone says my vote counts, but I really don't see how, and I never really have time to register anyway, let alone vote. When I do, well, last election I registered and everything, because, I mean, Obama's like totally hip. My friends and I decided to skip school on Tuesday and spend the day drinking to celebrate election day. We'd all like registered and stuff, and for like half of us it was our first time voting, so Jamie picked up some Four Loko, and we were all like totally throwing them back, you know. Then we all woke up and it was totally Wednesday morning, and we were like, fuck, we forgot to vote. We were all hungover, but you know what? Obama got voted in anyway, so it was all cool. Anyway, all the partisan stuff is horrible. I debated a conservative once when I lived in Indiana. I was like, gays should get married if they love each other. And he was like, you're gonna go to hell. And then a year later, I moved to New Jersey, and so maybe he had a point. Anyway, the partisanship is so vile and off-putting. Most of my friends and I don't really like Democrats or Republicans, so basically I just try to ignore politics. And it's hard to vote and ignore politics at the same time. Besides, why would I vote when I can directly engage social problems like depression, cutting, and suicide by writing love on my arms? I know someone who spends evenings on call as a volunteer for a suicide hotline, and that's great, I guess, but it looks a lot cooler to write the word love on my arms and show it to my friends. You too can get involved. Just click like on their Facebook page and they'll tell you what days you should do it. There's also lots of stuff to buy. Somehow doing this magically helps lower suicide rates. I don't know, I just think it looks cool. There's another great way to engage your fellow citizens if you're a guy. Wearing a pink shirt on Pink Shirt Day. Wearing a pink shirt on the same day clearly shows a strong commitment to ending gay bullying and therefore gay suicides. A couple notes though, this only works if you're a guy, because if you're a girl, you are already supposed to be wearing pink. Also, be careful you get the right day. Otherwise, you might be the only guy wearing a pink shirt, which would, of course, indicate that you are actually gay. Moving on. There's also some really awesome awareness campaigns for breast cancer. My favorite was the chain email girls got on Facebook saying we should put our bra color up as our Facebook status and confuse the guys. Wink, wink. Don't worry, it's not serious or anything. It's not connected to a legitimate research organization or actual political awareness organization or anyone that can accept donations to help find a cure. It's just kind of sexy fun, you know? Breast cancer rocks because you can support it and still look good, like a sexy bra. Unlike other cancers like bowel cancer, which is the second most common cancer in women and third most common in men. But nobody wants to talk about bowel cancer. Let's go back to breast cancer. There's also this awesome new trend in middle schools that a young friend of mine was telling me about. You can buy an I Love Boobies bracelet for $4. I assume some of that money goes to breast cancer research, or wigs, or something. Strangely enough, none of the young people I talked to were sure where the money went. Anyway, you get a rubber bracelet that says I Love Boobies on it. It's a great joke for young people to start a conversation about breast cancer. They could talk about how 1 in 8 women are affected by it, how 40,480 women a year succumb to it, the new mammogram guidelines, when you should start testing for it, how to self-examine, etc. They don't. Mostly the young people use the bracelets to flirt and be edgy with each other sexually, but they could have those boring conversations too. Mostly, I'm really proud of my young friend for wearing I Love Boobies bracelets at her school, despite strong administration opposition, because that shows me she's destined for a life of activism on behalf of social causes. Another awesome example of how young people confront entrenched social norms like parental authority over teenagers. Tess Chaplin started a Facebook group 1,000 strong for getting Tess ungrounded. Sadly, her parents were unswayed, even when she easily achieved that number, but the lessons we can learn from all of this is that we are empowered. Truly empowered when we click like on Facebook pages, when we join groups, when we write words like love on our arms, when we participate in edgy awareness campaigns like posting our bra colors or wearing I Love Boobies bracelets. We are truly bucking the system. We are activists changing our world, following in the footsteps of the great civil rights leaders like, what's his name? He did some stuff, he had a dream. Oh, Martin Luther King Jr. And you know what? I bet he would post his penis size in support of testicular cancer awareness.